I think some of us may try to assimilate as much as we can, and some of us may try to turn to our own groups to seek help or provide help. Can you tell us about your personal approach when you first came here? Maybe I'll start with you, Radhika.
Yeah, so for me, I came on a Rotary International Scholarship, and Indian culture is very, very different. And I knew better because we didn't have TV, nothing, so I had no exposure to US culture. So as some of you may know, when I first came to Rotarian, they took me out to eat. And in India, you have to be very polite. You have to ask 2-3 times. If you really mean something, you've got to say, no, eat. Come on, and then it's polite to refuse 2-3 times and then accept it on the 3rd time. So that's politeness. Here it's considered being pushy and, what part of no don't you understand? But that's hospitality, that's our culture. So it's so badly misunderstood. I mean, I didn't understand, but every time I was, come on, like insist. Because when you really mean something, you insist. And so the Rotarians took me out for lunch. And then they said, here, food, why don't you take? So I said, no, and they took it away. I'm like, my gosh, people are so rude here. So how badly you can misunderstand something that you just don't have exposure. So for me, from then, I've always wanted to do this intercultural understanding to help promote. Because a lot of misunderstanding about different cultures come from lack of understanding. It's not that someone wants to be mean, but it was terrible for me because there were so many mistakes. Even the way we say yes was like this. So in class, in my MBA class, I'm saying yes, and then the professor got annoyed and he said, you mean yes or no? I'm like, what's he saying, I mean, everything is so difficult. And even the marketing classes, they're on these beers, like Budweiser, well, I had never heard of them, or the cars, General Motors. I'm like, what's General Motors? What's the difference between this car or that car? So it was so hard even to study. So you have to work, so right off the bat, you're working twice as hard. Because you're not only adjusting to a new country, new language, no money, you've got to make food forever, money for food. You're also trying to figure out how the system works. They said, oh good, they give you this case study, and like, what's this library with the CD-ROM? You've not heard of those things. Now it's changed, of course, but this is like 23 years ago. So everything, right, from cultural differences. And then, even when I got my job and started my own company, I joined different organizations, whether NAVO and all, and it's all white women, no, like you said, no colored women, no Asian. And I was quite comfortably liked, I was comfortable in India, I was liked, and I didn't know why no one's talking to me. So I couldn't understand. So I went up to people, what's the matter, What am I doing wrong? So it's not like I didn't take it personally because I was pretty confident, but people were just standoffish and wouldn't. So then they said, no, you're different. We don't want to offend you, or, so we don't know what to say to you, whether you feel bad. So that's why they're white. So by talking, but it's very easy to feel totally out of place, totally disconnected, and keep in your own community. And that's how you end up gangs, like you stick to your own community.
But in your case, you actually try to assimilate more, be more mainstream to us.
Yes, but also I didn't know anyone here, so I had no choice. But I stayed in a dorm, that was very good, because that helped me assimilate. Otherwise, most people who come stay with other community, same people, and then you never leave that. So I think that helps a lot for immigrants.